Well, thank you for coming to our presentation today. I have with me, my name is Brian Nettles, and I have with me Russell Burrows, and he is the founder of Burrows Cave. And we have a couple other guests here, and I'd like you guys to go ahead and introduce yourselves.
I'm Rick Osmond. Russ and I have talked a few times, and Chris, of course.
And I'm Chris, and I've known Russ for 12 years, 13 years. So consider Russ a very good friend of mine.
Okay, well, thank you. Yeah, okay, so doing interviews is not something that I normally do. I'm not one that has a podcast where I interview a lot of people, but this was just a great opportunity for me. Like I said, my name is Brian Nettles, and I'm here because I wanted to interview Russell Burrows. I'm a person who does a lot of investigating ancient artifacts, trying to uncover the writing system of them. I've done a lot of research on the Michigan artifacts, and recently I was introduced to the Burrows Cave artifacts. And as I looked at them and started to compare them with what I saw in Michigan, I saw some things that I thought were very, very compelling. And so because of that, I became interested, and I reached out to Russell Burrows to see if he would allow me to talk with him and get some more information, because my whole purpose, my goal is I want to get a good compilation of all of the images to do language study. And so that's where I'm coming from. Now, Russell, would you like to take a moment to introduce yourself a little bit?
Yeah, these guys know who I am. I'm Russell Burrows, and I had the misfortune of finding a cave back in 1982. Should have kept my big mouth shut.
So you have a long story that has been told and continues to be told. You've written a book, The Cave of Many Faces. It was co-authored by other people. You found the cave in 1982. So you are the Russell Burrows who was attributed to Burrows Cave, right?
Right.
How old are you now, Mr. Burrows?
87.
87.
I'm an old crock.
You're an old man. 87. My dad's 89. I don't know how you guys live to be that old. I don't know if that's a blessing or a curse to live that old.
I think it's a curse.
Now you've told me something about the state of your health, and it's probably important that everybody know the state of your health right now. So my understanding is that you had a stroke recently.
Lyle? 3 years ago.
About 3 years ago, you had a stroke. That's so unfortunate. Yeah, and you told me earlier that it's had an effect on your memory. So your memory is not as good as it used to be.
Right.
Okay. So we just need to make certain that we're aware of that. Russell has told me that if he says anything that conflicts with the book, go with the book, right?
Right.
Okay. Go with the book. So I do have a list of questions that I wanted to ask you before we go over some images of artifacts. And as we go over the images of the artifacts, I'm going to point out certain things that I think are compelling, particularly when I compare them with artifacts that are from Michigan. So let me see. One of the questions I have is, okay, is it true you are the one who found the cave?
Yes.
Okay. Do you believe that the artifacts that you brought out of the cave are of ancient?
Yeah.
Okay. You believe that they are ancient?
Yes.
How old do you think they are as a matter of opinion?
2,000 years.
About 2,000 years? Okay. Did you ever manufacture any of the artifacts which you claim came from the cave?
No.
Do you consider yourself an honest person?
Absolutely.
Thank you. Did anyone else you are aware of ever manufacture anything, or I'll say that again. Did anyone else you are aware of ever manufacture any of the artifacts which you claim came from the cave and claim to be ancient, knowing that they were not?
Yeah, that crumb, Harry Hubbard, he tried.
Okay. What, but as far as artifacts that you claim came from the cave, your belief is that all of them are ancient and they were not made by you and they were not made by anyone you know.
Right.
That's right. Okay. Did you ever manufacture any replicas of the objects found in the cave?
No.
No. Okay. Did anyone else you are aware of ever manufacture any replicas of the objects you found in the cave?
Yes.
Would you like to expound on that?
Yeah, the man who owns the property is dead now, but he took all the metal. He owns a foundry over in St. Louis. He took them all over there and manufactured lead reproductions,
Okay.
and then coated it with gold.
Okay. So that would be Mr. Black?
Yeah.
Okay, Mr. Black is written about in the book. Okay. Approximately how many artifacts did you take out of the cave? The book says about 4,000. Does that sound correct to you?
Yeah, close.
Okay. And about what percentage of the artifacts do you think had writings on them?
Seems like all of them.
Okay, well, many of them have faces and many of the faces had writings on them.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, did you create the writing system that is found on the artifacts?
No.
No. So you attest that this writing system was not concocted by you or any other person you are aware of who lived in the past, say, 150 years.
That's right.
That's right. Okay. Okay, well, let's go ahead and I'm going to now switch to a slideshow presentation. I'm going to have to share the screen. Okay, so I'm using Google Slides and I just have some slides here, some images I'd like to show you. This one, now this is the elephant stela. Now you received some heat over the elephant stela, mostly by Barry Fell.
Yeah.
And the story about what happened is written about in the book. Now, one of these, this is a picture taken from the book, and one of these is a picture of the artifact or a sketch from the artifact. So I don't want to go over the story. I just want to ask you one question. Is the elephant stela ancient or is it of modern manufacture?
It's ancient.
It's ancient. So it was not made by a nephew who has passed away.
No.
No, it was found in the cave just like the other artifacts.
Yeah.
Okay. Now this one is not from your cave. This is from Michigan, and I'm going to go over some of the symbols that are in here. So you see the symbol up here. This is Miriam placing the baby Moses on the Nile River. And we have what to me is an Egyptian symbol of heaven with two strokes on the right. And to me, this is significant. This implies that she is on the right hand of God. She is a righteous person. This next image, also from Michigan, heaven with two strokes on the left. And this is the daughter of the Pharaoh with her handmaiden retrieving the baby Moses. Two strokes on the left, in my mind, equates to wickedness. They're on the left hand of God. This symbol is found in your artifacts. And then there's this symbol right here, which many people see as being Yohewah. If it had an extra H to it, if this symbol were added here, it'd be Jehovah in Hebrew, but it's not there. And in my studies of the Michigan artifacts, this sometimes means Jehovah and sometimes means the people of God. And that's based off of context. This is one of your artifacts. Do you recognize this artifact?
Yeah,
Okay, so this is one you took out of the cave.
yep,
And here we have Yohevah right there. And we have righteousness and wickedness, symbols that are found in the Michigan artifacts. I will also tell you that this symbol is heavily used in the Michigan artifacts. So is this one, so is this one, so is this one, so is this one. This is the same writing system as the Michigan artifacts. Okay, and you found it in your cave. It also has a cross, and it must have been wicked people that raised Jesus on the cross. Did you find this artifact in your cave?
yeah,
Yes. Once again, Yohevah, symbol of righteousness, 3 crosses, and a nail in the wrist. This one's a little blurry. It's probably one of the early pictures taken by Virginia. And you've got Christ, you've got the nail in the wrist, Christ on the cross, Yohevah, 3 days in the tomb, or 3 days after his death, and he rose from the dead. Okay. Symbols that are used in the Michigan system right here. Okay. 12 strokes, probably for the apostles. Okay, so this is one of your artifacts too, right?
yeah,
Is this one of your artifacts also?
yeah.
Can't make it out? Okay. Well, you've got Christ on the cross, and then he's being carried to a tomb. And symbol for righteousness right there. Okay. Symbol for 3 days. Okay. We'll continue. This one's kind of funny because they got a line going up to the sun, which makes it look like he's holding a helium balloon. But it looks like Christ again, and he's righteous. He's got a beard, marking in the wrist. Is this one of your artifacts?
Yeah,
Yeah. Okay. Another one. Righteous Jehovah on the cross. Is this your artifact?
yes,
Yes. This also appears to be Jesus. He's righteous, Jehovah on his over his head, and there are 12 people on his, 6 on the right and 6 on the left. Is this your artifact?
no,
This one's not your artifact.
no,
Okay. Okay, here's a couple of images from Michigan. This is just for comparison. But I wanted to point out that this is the 10 Commandments. This is the 6th commandment. The 6th commandment is thou shalt not kill. And as I went through the 6th commandment, I came to the conclusion that this symbol means murder or kill in the 6th commandment. I simply isolated it down. And then I came to another artifact of Jesus Christ on the cross. This is from Michigan, not your cave. And you have Jehovah, and you have the symbol for murdered right there. So to me, that's a show of authenticity for this artifact in Michigan, showing consistency that we have artifacts of Jesus Christ in Michigan, and we have artifacts of Jesus Christ in Burroughs Cave. To me, it's difficult to dispute this. Okay, menorah and the Star of David. Do you recognize this artifact? You need me to bring it closer?
Okay.
Okay,
Yeah, that's mine.
that's one of yours. Yeah, and we were looking at it yesterday and you recognized it, and I was pointing out to you, this is a closer up of it, and there's right there, using the Phoenician script or Paleo Hebrew, however you want to see it. It's the same writing system, Yo, Hey, Wah, right there. Okay. So just for some background information for people who are listening in, those who discount the Michigan artifacts say that the Yohewah is the signature of the forger. And if this is the signature of the forger, and the forger manufactured all those artifacts in Michigan, then he must have gone into your cave 100 years ago, 80 years ago, and placed these artifacts in your cave. Do you think it's possible that he would have placed these artifacts, that James Scottford or Daniel Soper could have placed these artifacts in your cave?
No,
No. Okay. This one's not your artifact also. This is the Bat Creek stone. I just want to point out that this also is Yohewah right there on the Bat Creek stone. So now we've got Yohewah, the forger's signature, in Michigan, in Burroughs Cave, and in Tennessee. Okay. Is that a menorah?
yeah,
Is this your artifact?
yes,
Okay. An artifact found in Burroughs Cave in Illinois.
yes,
Okay. There's another artifact of a menorah, Burroughs Cave, Illinois. Is this yours?
yeah,
Okay. Here's another artifact. This one's harder to see. You've got some guy leaning over, and I'm not certain what he's doing, but you have the Star of David here. Do you think this is your artifact?
yeah,
Okay. Okay. So now let's look at some things about gods from the old world in Michigan. This is the Egyptian Book of the Dead, and I want to point out, just so that you see, that this is a person dressed up in a Horus outfit performing a ritual. And in Michigan, we have this guy who appears to be a man dressed up in a Horus outfit performing a ritual. This also is from Michigan, and this also appears to be a image of Horus. Now, I was taught this was an image that was given to me, and this is Horus. This looks like Horus. But when we were looking at this yesterday, I don't think you recognize this one. Is this your artifact, do you think?
no,
No, you don't recognize this one.
no,
Okay. Okay. This one is in the book. This one's in the book. And this is either a statue of a falcon or it's Horus. In the book, the author of these pages in the book believed that it represented Horus. Okay. This is a bit of a graphic image. Do you recognize this artifact?
no,
You don't recognize this one. Okay. Okay. I'll have to do some more research to see if we can find the origin of this artifact, because what I wanted to point out was I had this image had been given to me as being one of your artifacts, but that may not be correct. What I wanted to point out was that this looks like Hathor. And I wanted to go over that this is Hathor. This is Hathor in the Egyptian textbooks. This is yours, right?
Yeah,
Okay. This is yours. This is from a book on the Phoenicians, and this is Tanith. Let's look at the coin again. Let's look at Tanith. Tanith, I'll just read a little bit here. The goddess Tanith, the name most probably means the face of Baal, is most frequently attested in Carthage and other Punic sites where she was regarded as a consort of Baal Hammon. Okay. So this coin depicts a representation of Baal. And this was found in your cave. Okay.
yeah,
Was this found in your cave?
I don't really think,
Not sure. Okay. I wanted to point out that this is Tanith also. So we'll have to do more research to find the origin of this artifact. This is from your book. And this is Tanith. And the ox was a sacred animal in the ancient religions. Do you recognize this artifact?
no,
No. Interesting. Okay. I simply wanted to point out that I was under the belief that this was a Burroughs Cave artifact. So more research will need to be done. The birds on the head was common in the Michigan artifacts. That's all I wanted to point out. Writings, do you recognize this artifact?
oh, yeah,
Okay. So we have writings in here that are unknown.
Harry Hubbard sold that artifact for about $20,000.
So is this your artifact?
Yeah,
This one is. Is this your artifact?
yeah, this is the one that Harry Hubbard sold.
Well, how did he sell it? Did he get it from you?
Yeah,
Did you sell it to him or give it to him?
gave it to him.
You gave it to him. Okay. So this was also in the same collection of images that I've got. Is this yours?
Yeah,
Yes. Okay. This one. I know this has got to be difficult because these were just, you had 4,000 artifacts and these are just a small sample. So it's probably hard to remember for sure.
okay, yeah, I'm going by the style.
Okay. So it looks like one that came from you.
Yeah.
Okay. And here's another one with menorah with more writings on it.
Yeah,
Okay. And another one. Let's see how many I got. Oh, I'm almost done. I only have like 3 more. But I think, how about this one? Do you recognize this one?
no,
No. Okay. How about this one? Yes, you recognize that one. Okay. So that pretty much concluded the interview with Russell Burrows. That interview took place on April 1st, 2023. And now, after the fact, I'd like to just point out a couple of things. This book, The Phoenicians, written by Vadim Gigolov, which is the book that I took the reference of Tanith out of. Here's the book, The Cave of Many Faces by Russell Burrows and Fred Rydholm. So we're in the process of getting permission. I'm hoping that we can get the permission and that we will make The Cave of Many Faces publicly available. Right now, you can only purchase it as a used book online if you could find one. And I was fortunate enough to find one copy of it. So this particular image, Russell didn't recognize it when we were doing the interview. It is in the book. And as he says, when his memory contradicts with the book, go with the book. And this image up in the top left corner, I presume to be Hathor. And typically when it's Hathor, you've got the falcon in a box, and then you'll have like a square area in the top left corner. Now, one thing about if it is Hathor, Hathor must be a woman because Hathor is the mother of Horus. And so here's what it looks like in actual Egyptian right here. Saw Hathor, the son of Hathor. So I hope you got something out of this interview. I hope that you found it interesting. We've got a lot of work ahead of us in order to get this entire collection of Burroughs Cave better put together, at least on a digital format. I have a lot of people to reach out to, and so this work is ongoing. So have a great day. Take care. Bye-bye.